Hey everyone, on today's episode of reviews I got 3 rackets from Tennis Warehouse as demos, and today I'm going to be focusing my attention on the brand new 2023 Head Speed Pro, I believe, Head Gravity Pro, my bad. I'm going to save these for later, so stay tuned for the review on the Daniel Medvedev racket and the brand new Aero Pro racket that Alcaraz and a couple other people play with. So to get started off with the review of the Head Gravity, well, what can I say? It's gotta be the most awkward looking racket on the market today, because look at this head size. It's enormous. It seems like the racket was designed to be played on a Jupiter, and yet at the same time the designer somehow managed to keep ultra tight string pattern. It's 18 main strings, but it looks ultra tight, and this has got to be a nightmare for a stringer to string. So if you really want to play a joke on your stringer, put some turbite and then watch them try to thread a needle in a windstorm. Other than that, one really positive things that I want to say is the whatever you call this, the bottom of a grip. If you compare that to any of the other rackets, this little bump is almost non-existent on any of the rackets. And actually I found that I actually tried a couple of times myself to put some extra stuff on here just to make it pop a little bit more. But I don't know if this is specifics about this head racket or in general about head rackets, but this will give you an extra stability on your shots, like such as forehand. You will have more contact between your hand and the racket surface. So that's a big positive. I'm very excited to play with this racket, so let's jump into it. Keep in mind, it's a little bit windy today, but it still gets a pretty good feel of the racket so far. Okay, with this racket, you can hit as hard as you want with whatever part of the racket you want. The ball is gonna stay in somehow, have good depth and good spin. I have no idea how it's possible so far, so let's get to know this racket a little bit better. See, the last 2 shots, I hit one here and the last one there. Yes, I missed the last one, but somehow it just stays in the court. It still looks like a normal shot to another person. We're gonna play a 10-point tiebreaker now with just a hand feed. Okay, and before we go into the 10-pointer, a couple of thoughts with a more or less clear head. So the racket does feel unreal, to be honest. I don't think I've ever been quite impressed with anything. I don't think I've ever been this impressed with a tennis racket in my life, even when I was playing with the Yonex. It does feel like my shots on average stay 30% deeper. With Yonex, I would get a lot of unintentional short balls that then my opponent would attack me from. Here it seems like it's just so consistent, and it's so consistently landing super close to the baseline. So far, I want to say it's love at first sight as far as the way it feels, but next up in this tiebreaker, I'm going to try to move my opponent a little bit more to the sides, so to play a little more of a spin kind of shots, and let's see how it goes now. More what this racket was made for. Just a couple more initial thoughts. So I have no idea where the spin comes with this racket. I definitely did not expect this amount of spin from a string bed that is this tight. At the same time, like, it's not my Yonex is 16 main strings. It's definitely not any less string than my Yonex that I play currently, but this comes with a much more power and much more control. So overall, it is great. If I were to string this racket, because of such a tight string bed, I would definitely lower the tension quite a bit and potentially put a spin-focused string on the main, and then just whatever is softer poly on the cross. And it seems like this racket doesn't even need weight. I don't even know where, if I were to put a weight in, honestly I wouldn't even put a weight anywhere in this racket. Maybe here, but we're gonna play a serving tiebreaker right now. So we'll see how this racket performs on the serve. As expected, on the serve, it feels ridiculously amazing. I think the partly is because of this butt cap that sticks out quite a bit. So what it does is that it allows you to gain a little bit extra leverage, and it gives you an extra pop because you're just able to extend a little bit more of the length without sacrificing the stability in your hand. So I really like this beefier butt cap than on many other racket brands. That also translates into the shots because it just simply gives you extra stability. I'm playing against a really heavy wind right now, really out of shape after a long work day, but it feels like this racket picked up extra 15 miles an hour on my serve. With that being said, now it's time for a return, so let's play a returning tiebreaker, and after that stay tuned. I'll play some one-handed backhands to see how this racket feels for one-handed people out there. last one. When I try to hit it hard, it goes down.